Silas had been preoccupied for the previous several months. He had begun to leave the graveyard for days, sometimes weeks at a time. Over Christmas, Miss Lupescu had come out for 3 weeks in his place in his place, and Maud had shared her meals in her little flat in the old town. She had even taken him to a football match, as Silas had promised that she would, but she had gone back to the place she called the old country, after squeezing Maud's cheeks and calling him Yemeni, which had become her pet name for him. Now Silas was gone, and Miss Lupescu also. Mr. and Mrs. Owens were sitting in Josiah Worthington's tomb, talking to Josiah Worthington. None of them was happy. Josiah Worthington said, "You mean to say that he did not tell either of you where he was going, or how the child was to be cared for?" When the Owenses shook their heads, Josiah Worthington said, "Well, where is he?" Neither. Neither Owens was able to answer. Master Owens said he's never been gone for so long before. And he promised when the child came to us, promised he would be here, or someone else would be here to help us care for him. He promised. Mrs. Owens said, "I worry that something must have happened to him." She seemed close to tears. And then her tears were turned to anger, and she said, "This is too bad for him. Is there no way to find him, to call him back?" "None that I know of," said Josiah Worthington. "But I believe that he's left money in the crypt for food for the boy." "Money?" said Mrs. Owens. "What use is money?" "Bob will be needing money if he's to go out there to buy food," began Mr. Owens. But Mrs. Owens turned on him. "Here, oh, yeah. "You're all as bad as each other," she said. She left the Worthington tomb then, and she went looking for her son, whom she found, as she expected to, at the top of the hill, staring. Oh, God. Staring out over the town. "Penny for your thought," said Mrs. Owens. "You don't have a penny," said Maud. He was 14 now, and taller than his mother. "I've got 2 in the coffin," said Mrs. Owens. "Probably a bit green by now, but I've still got them right enough." "I was thinking about the world," said Maud. "How do we even know that the person who killed my family is still alive, that he's out there?" "Silas says he is," said Mrs. Owens. "But Silas But Silas doesn't tell us anything else." Mrs. Owens said, "He means only the best for you. You know that." "Thanks," said Maud, unimpressed. "So where is he?" Mrs. Owens made no reply. "You saw the man who killed my family, didn't you? On the day you adopted me?" Mrs. Owens nodded. "Well, what's he like?" "Oh, God." "Mostly I had eyes for you. Let me see. He had dark hair, very dark. And I was frightened of him. He had a sharp face. Hungry and angry all at once, he was." Silas saw him off. "Why didn't Silas just kill him?" said Maud fiercely. "He should have killed him then." Mrs. Owens touched the back of Maud's hand with her cold fingers. He's not a monster. Maud. "If Silas had killed him back then, I would be safe now. I could go anywhere." "Silas knows more about you than you do, about all of this, or than any of us do." "And Silas knows about life and death," said Mrs. Owens. "It's not that easy." Maud said, "What was his name? The man who killed them." "He didn't say it." "Now then. Not then." Maud put his head on one side and stared at her with eyes as gray as thunderclouds. "But you know it, don't you?" Mrs. Owens said, "There's nothing you can do, Maud." "There is. I can learn. I can learn everything I need to know. All I can. I learned about ghoul gates. I learned to dream walk. Miss Lupescu taught me how to watch the stars. Silas taught me silence. I can haunt, I can fade, I know every... I know every inch of this graveyard. Mrs. Owens reached out a hand, touched her son's shoulder. One day, she said, and then she hesitated. One day she would not be able to touch him. One day he would leave them. One day, and then she said, Silas told me the man who killed your father was called Jack. Bob said nothing. Then he nodded. Mother, what is it, son? When will Silas come back? The midnight wind was cold, and it came from the north. Mrs. Owens was no longer angry. She feared for her son. She said only, I wish I knew, my darling boy. I wish I knew. That's all for now, guys.